Now that we know a few things about lathing, we're going to apply those techniques into a project that I think you'll enjoy. Now, if all goes well, it's going to end up looking like this. Now, what I'd suggest doing before beginning your rim is maybe cruising around the internet, Google maybe custom rims or a similar type name, and see if you can't dig up 3, 4, 5 different versions of some rims, and then kind of use those as reference material. Let's go check out how we made the shapes in order to complete this project. I've got a file for you on this. Let's do a file open. We'll go into the Chapter 6 Project Tire and Rim folder. And from here, let's go ahead and open up Lathe Tire and Rim Start. We're going to be tackling the inside rim, the part I've just selected in another project. Let's first of all talk about the rim itself, this little yellow piece. Now, I've simply drawn this with the line command. What I really need to do, though, in order to lay this properly is kind of duplicate or double this up on the other side. Let's see how we can do that. I'm going to take the left-hand view full screen, and I'm going to utilize the mirror command that I'm now pointing up on the toolbar. Here we go here. Let's go ahead and click on this, and I want to now move this off to the side. We're going to change the clone selection option to copy, and you can now see how this has worked. Now, if I change the offset, what I'm going to try to do, let me go ahead to that. What I'm going to try to do is to butt the two sides up against that heavy vertical black line. So I'm going to come as close as I possibly can to that. You can actually move them after the fact if you want, but the closer you get now, the better off you're going to be. Very good. I like it there. Let's go ahead and say OK. Now, these are still two separate shapes. We have one here, we have one here. We need to attach these together. Now remember, we get to the attach command by either converting this down to an editable spline or just simply adding the edit spline modifier. Do either. I'm going to go ahead and convert this down. Now I'm looking for the attach command. Here it is here, and we'll go ahead now and click on the other end. Now we have this now as one shape consisting of two splines, but where the two end vertices on both the top and the bottom meet, they're still disconnected. We've got to now weld these together. So let's go to the vertex command, get out of the attach, right-click a couple times, and I now want to window select what are actually two vertices in my selection area. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer on that. Now look in the command panel. I'm going to pull down, and you can see we actually have the two vertices. So it kind of looks like one, but there's actually two there. Let's weld these together. We'll come down to my weld option. I'm going to crank up the weld threshold here a little bit. Let's say 5. Press enter to get that in, and let's now simply click on weld. Very good. Looks like we've got one. We'll window select that, go back up and take a look at it, and again, one vertex. Excellent. Let's do the same thing on the bottom. We'll window select those, hit the weld button, and I think we're now ready to go. Again, just for safety's sake, let's select those and check that out. One vertex, we're ready to go. So that completes the metal rim part. Now, what about this tire up here? Now, you'll recall in a previous video, we learned something about the outline command. Remember, this was able to kind of thicken things up. Well, I know rubber is going to have a certain degree of thickness to it. Let's see what we can do on that. We'll select the green line. Now, this is a spline command, so let's go down to the spline subobject, select our spline, and now let's look for the outline command. I think it's on the left-hand side. Let's go check it out. A little further down, and there it is. Now, which way are we going to go on this? Now, keep in mind, we want to stay on the inside of the metal rim. So if I pull outward, you can see it's not going to work. If I go inward, but too far, we get this little overlap. So you got to be careful. Again, remember, no intersection on our shape. So we'll kind of come up. I'm thinking right here is going to look pretty good. And we'll go ahead now and say, job done. Let's get out of the outline command and deselect this thing. We'll go up to the top of the line and click away. Go ahead and hit Z to center, maybe go back to a 4-way view. So that gets us ready to go. Now we can begin to lathe our shapes. Let's get to the next video for that. I'll see you there.